Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 998, which means 2 episodes away from the big 1000, and a new opening too. Still unclear if it's supposed to be just like a special opening for the 1000th episode, or if it's going to be like just a fully new opening. I'm hoping for the latter, just because it has been a while since we've gotten this new one, the current one we're on. And while I like this current one, very much so, I think we do need a new one. I think I talked about this last time, but big gist is that there's pretty much everything we've seen in this opening has come to pass now. Like, there's been a couple different versions that have like slowly like revealed Yamato a little more and more, but pretty much everything has actually come to pass in this opening, outside of things that are just like, you know, generic Luffy fighting Kaido kind of thing. But it's like, I feel like it's the right time, and episode 1000 would just be the perfect episode to switch it over with. So I really am hoping that the new opening is like just a fully new opening going forward. But last time we had the Minks going Sulong to fight Jack and members of the Animal Kingdom pirates. And we got to see many different members of the Mink army that we know and everything, such as Shishilian going Sulong, and it teased us a little bit with Cat Viper and Dogstorm. And it's very much implied that they're about to go Sulong in this episode. This is very much one of the big things I've been waiting for throughout this week, but also just in general. As I stated last time, I just really love Sulong form. I think it's a fantastic concept that is really executed well. And like I said, we've only seen it a couple times before. But each time it's done, it always feels so epic. And this time is no exception to that. It just feels like such a grand, epic thing. I think last time I kind of made the comparison to like something like Gear Second for Luffy, where it's like Gear Second was big and epic for the first couple times it was used, but basically after Amy's Lobby, it just became so normal that it's like, it's not really that epic anymore. Now it's more epic every time Luffy uses a new move. He uses something new, and that becomes more epic, and that's what you're looking forward to with him. But with the Minks, maybe it's just because it's not used often, and again, we've only seen it twice before, both times in Whole Cake Island, and now once here in Wano, quite a bit of episodes later. So maybe it's because of that, but it hasn't lost its luster. It's still just as cool and exciting. So I was waiting to see more of our characters, more of our Mink characters take on the Sulong form, especially Dogstorm and Cat Viper, with the development and characterization they've gotten in this arc as 2 of the Akazaya 9, as 2 of the retainers for Kozuki Oden. So it's like, yeah, I wanted to see them go Sulong. And it's like, if Carrot goes Sulong again, that's awesome and everything, but there's other characters too. Like, I want to see, like, Wanda, for example, go Sulong. And we've seen all these others do it now, and it's like, it's cool. It's exciting. It's fun. But the battle is kind of just beginning. Everything's just kind of kicking off still. And we just kind of gotta see where everything's gonna go. Kaido has gone into his dragon form. The Akazaya 9 are kind of hitching a ride and everything. And Luffy is just declaring that he's going to beat everyone up because it's Luffy. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see what more they do with Big Mom and with Nami and Yamato and everything going on at the moment. And we still have Shinobu just patiently waiting to rescue Momo as well. So there's that too that we have to take into account. So I'm definitely interested to see where this goes because this is leading towards the 1000th episode. Excuse me. And while the 1000th episode is probably just going to be another episode, it's not going to be like anything super spectacular. It's going to still be something that I feel the animators at Toei and everything are going to want to work towards. They're going to want to have something in it that's just really epic. So they're probably trying to make it so that the pacing and everything has been working out so that everything is still kind of setting up for that. And I don't know exactly what it's going to be setting up for. But I'm excited. And so that build-up is kind of based just on the fact that it is, episode 1000. It's a big deal. But I'm hoping that they did pace it out right to where the 1000th episode would have like a big epic moment in it. Because that would just be very fitting. And there's so many epic moments that, like, if they would have paced it out differently, could have been in the 1000th episode. That were from episodes we've already seen now, such as the moment when the Akazaya 9 burst in and attacked Kaido. That was so damn epic. But they might be holding off for something even better. So we'll see. Obviously, if you know, like, where it's going to be, like, I know the episode title has been revealed yet. I don't know it. But I know it's been revealed already. If you know, and if you know anything about where it would be from the manga perspective, do not tell me. I want to remain as spoiler-free as I can. Especially when it comes to that. So, yeah. Just don't say anything if you do know about where the 1000th episode is going to go or whatnot. So, either way, I am very excited, and we're just going to get this going. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Wow, I messed that up. I've been having trouble speaking. I'll see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this episode was good, and I like the stuff that happened in it, but it was a little disappointing because it kind of blue-balled us. The last episode was teasing so much Cat Viper and Dogstorm going Sulong, and even the very end of it was like teasing like, oh, you're about to see this next episode. And the entire Mink and Sulong fight against Jack and the Numbers really didn't even have any focus in this episode. It was like briefly at the very beginning, but the episode focused on so many other things. And I understand that that's a thing that just happens when you have a series like this that has so many things happening at once in. You have all of these different plot points, all of these different angles to this fight that you have to cover, you're not going to be able to cover everything each episode. It's impossible, pretty much. And even with the original manga, Oda can't cover everything in every chapter. It's like you have to pick and choose. It's like, okay, this chapter we're going to get to this stuff. Next chapter we're going to go move to some of this stuff, and then we'll come back to the other stuff. And it's like you have to figure out where to handle it all and how to balance it all out. And in that regard, like I give massive credit to both Oda and the people who are animating this and working with Toei to get this out on a weekly schedule and everything. I give them massive credit for all of that, but it's a little annoying, admittedly, to have to wait and sit through week after week. And that's just the thing with having a series like this being episodic and everything and having to wait week by week. When I was binging through these with the 3-4 episodes of video and all per week, or even the One Piece week, the specific weeks where I just did a whole bunch of One Piece, it's like when I was binging through them, it's like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, because it's like I could just watch as many as I want at a time. But when I'm doing it one episode a week and have to wait until the next week's episode comes out, it's tougher. And it's not an issue with the series itself so much. It's just I just want to see stuff, you know? But like I said, what we got in this episode was still pretty darn good. We got Sanji versus King. We got Nami having to deal with Big Mom taking Zeus back. We have the rescue of Momo and Yamato going off to try and protect him and all. We had plenty of stuff happening. And so I'm not disappointed as much as I am just like, I just really do want to see Cat Viper and Dogstorm in their Sulong forms. But let's talk about what we actually had this episode. So, let's start with the rescue of Momo, since that was a major part of this episode. So Shinobu sees her chance. King and Queen are both distracted, looking the other way, so she seizes her opportunity and goes down to rescue Momo. She uses her powers to wrest away the chains, but very slowly and quietly, but unfortunately is caught by King, who yeets her into a wall, and it's like, that freaked me out a little bit. Just because it's like, I like Shinobu. I really do. Like, I know there's kind of this running gag with her not being, like, as super attractive as a lot of the female characters in this series typically are, but that she still has extreme self-confidence and body image positivity for herself, which is amazing and awesome. And it's kind of uses this running gag, like she like tries to like flirt with people, and they they're like, no, ew, gross, and she beats them up because they're assholes, which fair. But it's like Shinobu's also just a really likable character. She's more than just that running gag. She's a likable, well-written character that Oda put a lot of effort into to make us care about. Just seeing her backstory and seeing how close she is to the other retainers and to just the Kozuki family in general. It's like, yeah, she's not as close as the Akazaya 9, of course, but still, she's still part of the group, basically. And you care, again, you care for her. Oda made sure that you care for her character. So when she's just yeeted across the dance floor into a wall and temporarily knocked out like that, it's frightening. It's scary. It's horrible. And you're scared for her, and you really want her to be okay. And luckily, she snaps out of it and back into consciousness pretty quickly. and is able to help Momo get away after something happens that I'm not quite sure, like, what the deal was. Like, the chains broke. Like, okay, you could say like the chains were already rusted enough to where they could break off. Fine. But then he was starting to float away. Was it? Did it have something to do with his devil fruit? Maybe his smile dragon fruit, dragon fruit. You know what I mean, though. Could it have something to do with that? Maybe. Um, like, was he somehow using his, like, the ability to float, to levitate, or fly, or whatever you want to call it, um, while not in dragon form? I'm wondering if that could be it, because I can't think of anything else. I couldn't think of anyone else who would even do it, because the one who saved him after King almost killed him there was Sanji, and Sanji can't do that shit. But at the same time, Momo looked very confused by it as well, so I'm not sure. Unless he was, like, doing it subconsciously or accidentally. I don't know. But yeah, so he's escaping. King tries to kill him on behalf of Kaido, which I'm not sure if Kaido would want him to do that. Like, I feel like Kaido would almost want to do it himself and would want to make a big show out of it. I doubt he would want to have it be done so casually and without everybody's attention focused on it. He would want to make sure everyone knows that he's killing, that he's taking out the Kozuki bloodline. Because, you know, they don't know about Hiyori, but still. So I don't feel like King actually would have been, like, doing Kaido a favor there. But either way, luckily Sanji comes in his Jerma 66 costume, which I cannot remember the name of it. I think it's black something, because of the color scheme and everything. Like, you had poison pink for Reiju and all. I don't remember what the exact name is. I could just say Soba Mask, though. That works. So he comes in, using it to increase his speed and power and everything. But King is just way too powerful for him. Like, even Sanji just is not able to defeat him and ends up getting seemingly taken down. But we know he'll be okay, because Oda wouldn't do any like, he wouldn't kill off a main character like that without making a major point of it. Like, if he did kill off a main character like this, especially one of the Straw Hats, one, it wouldn't happen till, like, the very end of the series. Two, it definitely wouldn't happen that casually. It would be made a very big deal out of. So we know he's going to be okay. He might be hurt, but we know he'll be okay. Meanwhile, Shinobu got a hold of Momo after Sanji yeeted him to her. And so she's heading off to try and protect him and get him away from, you know, the Animal Kingdom pirates and all. Luffy has Yamato go and follow and help protect them as well. And Yamato is like is still going with the entire Kozuki Oden thing, which is all fine and well and good. He idolizes Oden and wants to symbolically be him, but here he's taking it a little weird. He's like saying, he's acting as if he, like, literally is Odin, which is a little off, admittedly. Especially since he hasn't really acted, like, in a literal sense about that before now. I think maybe he's just being a goof. He's just being weird. Because he wants to be, like, symbolically, like, the successor to Odin in a way. He's kind of just trying to see himself as Odin. More of, like, not really a role-playing thing, but more along the lines of, like, he's putting himself in Odin's shoes. He's like, okay, I have to be Odin. I have to, like, put my mind in that place. So it's like, okay, Momo's in trouble. I'm being asked to go help him. Oh, I'm his father. I have to go help him. That would be the right thing to do. So it's like, I think it's more something along the lines of that. Because again, prior to now, it's been shown that his entire Odin thing is more of like a symbolic thing than anything. So, but he ends up going off, and meanwhile, we then have Nami having to deal with Big Mom. She's running away from Big Mom with Zeus, but unfortunately, Zeus is taken from her by Big Mom, who is about to use him to kill Nami. When luckily Frankie and Brooke come in and save the day, just literally running over Big Mom with the Rhino cycle, and Brooke slicing Zeus in half, which I don't think will really have too much of an effect on Zeus, but still. And Nami being just super happy about it and super like thankful and everything. It's cute and fun and a nice way to end the episode. But the episode was named after Nami and Zeus and everything, and it's like that was a very small portion of the episode at the end. It's like that really, it didn't feel like it needed to be named after her. Like there's other things in this episode that were more focused on. Like honestly, Sanji and King. Naming the episode like something about that would have been more logical. Or even something regarding Momo becoming freed and having to get him to safety. Those would have made a lot more sense. But instead they name it after Nami, and it's like, and don't get me wrong, I like the Nami portion of here. I even used it as my thumbnail, as you've seen. Because it's a good part of the episode, and I always like seeing Nami shine, and she was great in this. Even if she didn't do too much besides run. She was funny, she was entertaining. So it's like, sometimes like that can help lift the mood of an episode in a way. Especially when things are like pretty serious most of the time with these fights and everything going on and trying to protect Momo and all. So having something that's almost a little more comical, even if Nami's life is kind of in danger a little bit, the tone of it was a little more lighthearted compared to the other stuff in this episode, and I think that was a good way to end it off. So yeah, I did very much enjoy this episode. It's just not what I was expecting because, again, of where the last episode left us off at and what it kind of made me think we were going to get. But again, I understand why, and I get that, again, both in terms of the manga with Oda and Toei Animation doing the anime, you can't have every storyline each and every week. You have, with so much going on, you have to kind of pick and choose, and you have to give everything equal opportunity to shine. So we're gonna get the stuff with the Minx, and we're gonna get the Sulong form with Cat Viper and Dogstorm. We just have to wait a little bit more. It'll probably happen either next week or in episode 1000, one of the two. Probably next week if I had to wager a guess. But we'll see. We will see. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode 998 of One Piece. And as always, like I said in the pre-thoughts, no spoilers, please. If you know where it's going to go with episode 1000, if you know the title, if you know what's going to happen, do not tell me. And just don't tell me any spoilers in general. I wish to continue on as spoiler-free as I can, because I feel it gives the better reaction. And I just don't like to be spoiled. Excuse me. Wow. I felt that coming, and it's like I was trying to hold it off. I could not. But like I was saying, I just don't like to be spoiled in regards to anything. I like to go into shows not knowing what's going to happen because I feel it's more entertaining that way too. But either way, like I said, tell me your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.